Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 488. My name is Christopher Riccio, and I am here with Jeff Torney.
What up, guys?
Who is wearing a really cool Darth Vader shirt. Look at that. That's awesome.
That's right. He's learning how to be a better boss.
Travis Baum.
Hey.
And Jason the Ostricker.
Yo. Hello.
I almost said Jeff Torney again.
Jeff
It's going to be that kind of night, guys. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome to episode 488. We're a bunch of boring guys. We don't have anything going on this week, so we're going to jump right into games.
I just don't have anything I want to share. Like,
that's more
I've
fun
got
anyway.
stuff
That's
going
all
on.
right.
I'm super busy all the time. I got friends and like lovers and like everything. All that stuff.
Did you say flubbers?
Flubbers. Yeah, flubbers. I've got Robin Williams resurrected as a no, fucking A. Okay, this is stupid. All
right, let's talk games.
Thank you.
Who wants to start? Travis, I want you to start. What do you got today? What do you got this week?
Oh, I'm just playing Astrobot, and gentlemen,
Nice.
I have knocked out 301 bots. I'm all done. I think I'm done with the game.
Nice.
Wait, there's an extra bot after 300? Spoilers.
Jesus Christ! With the fucking spoiler. No, yeah, this is a definitely a game of the year contender for sure. I don't know if it'll sneak into my top 5. This has been a pretty. I was looking at my list actually, and I was like, man, this actually ended up being a pretty solid year for video games. So and we're
not done. There's still some. Yep. There's still some stuff coming out.
Yeah,
I know. I'm probably the only one here getting it, but there's a game next week that's coming out that I'm picking up too.
What's next week?
Was it next week? Yeah, it's next week. The new Zelda.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get that too, Chris.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Really, really great. It looks really great.
I'm interested in the mechanic. Like, I think it sounds really interesting. Plus, I want to promote. Yes, please make Zelda the lead. Like, do this more. I'm all about it. Yeah, it's great to have a game that I can go out and play and then hand it to my daughter and let her play it too. So
very cool.
I'm gonna pick that up next week.
But yeah, pretty much all I've been playing is Astrobot, just knocking out these last few bots and clearing out the game. It was just for a couple of days I was sitting at like 275 bots, and like the whole time I'm like, I think I'm done playing. I think I've played enough. I've done everything that I need to do. And then every time I log on to my PlayStation, I pop on there and I'm like, okay, let me
just get one more bot.
Those
2 bots here.
Those shape stages, they're like, for me, I don't know how it was for you, but when I played them, it was almost like a pride thing to finish those stages.
Absolutely.
Like, some of those stages are like, because they're really short, but like some of them are really tough, right?
Those are the shapes, but for people who aren't like who haven't really played the game, each stage has 4 special levels that have to do with like the shapes of the PlayStation logo. And
so you have the triangle, square, circle, and cross.
Right, and they're all the hardest like platforming the game has to offer. It's like the secret of the secret levels. And it is it's a
couple of those, and it's like that's not a knowledge check, but a skill check.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
And that's the thing. It's like I actually really like the way they did it, because the rest of the game is so kind of relaxed and just like an abundance of fun that they basically separated out. It's like in you have these, what is it, 16, 17 stages. These are the hard ones. Like, these are the ones that are going to be a challenge. And you walk into it, after that first one, you walk into all the other ones knowing what to expect. And it's, it becomes a pride thing. It's like, I will beat this goddamn stage, But yeah, they're a lot of fun. I love them.
Yeah, I really dug it. And now that I'm all done with that, I need to probably move on to Star Wars. But that sounds like a slog, gentlemen. I was sitting there thinking about this earlier. I was like, all right, well, I need to move back to Star Wars, since Astrobot completely derailed my Star Wars progress. Yep. I think the same thing happened to you, Chris. But now that
I posted on Twitter about that.
Now I'm open and free to jump back into Star Wars, and I'm like, like the first thing I have to do is like sneak into this like huge Imperial base, and I'm like, that just sounds terrible. That sounds like something I don't want to do at all.
I'll be honest with you. I really like that stuff now. I've gotten to the point where I enjoy figuring it out. Like, it's like playing chess. Like, it's like, okay, if I go over here and then I can knock this guy out, and then when you get more stuff for Nyx and you get more abilities for like your blaster and things like that. It's like, I have the what's the faction? The Sun faction. God damn it.
The Sun faction?
Isn't it a Sun faction, or am I thinking something different? Anyway, I'm probably thinking something different.
Like the symbol for it?
Yeah,
I
the
don't
symbol's
know.
like a sun. I can't remember which one it is, but it's
I can't
there's the
remember either.
pikes, there's the huts, there's the
Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn. That's it. That's the Dawn Sun. That's where I'm going. But they when you get them maxed out, you get their essentially like the
Stealth.
clothing set, right? The stealth clothing set, and it's got the perk where if you use a smoke bomb and you nail someone with the smoke bomb, it recharges your stun the stun ability on your blaster, and then if you stun somebody, it recharges the smoke bomb. So you can go back and forth, and you kind of just chain things together. It gets pretty fun.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't even know that there was a smoke bomb in the game.
Gotta check out those abilities, man.
I don't really enjoy how they unlock in the game. Like, I don't want to sit here and collect 5 platonium sheets of metal to learn how to craft a flashbang grenade. Like, it's not a fun way of leveling up for me. Like, I don't want to stop my progress of playing the game, look through a list and be like, okay, what do I need to collect, or what do I need to stop doing what I'm doing now to go do just so I can go unlock these abilities. And
yeah,
I don't like that. I much prefer the old Ubisoft style of leveling up. Like, give me fucking skill points and let me go into a skill tree and just unlock this stuff. Like, I commend them for trying something new. I don't ever want a developer to not attempt something different, but it just doesn't work for me in this instance. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't like the trading card-esque leveling up that this game has to offer. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. And I don't ever want to stop what I'm doing and like not even peruse what's to offer. Like, I could almost care less because it's so out of the way of everything.
And there's so much
in the game.
I mean, that's probably one of the faults about it that I have. It's like I don't mind it so much. It doesn't bother me as much. I understand why you don't like it, but there's a lot of it. Like, especially if you open up several of the experts at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got like right now
9?
I've got
9 experts or something like that.
It's 8 or 9. I don't know.
They all have 10 plus
6,
things
I think.
Unlocked.
Some of them have 3, some of them have 4.
Some of them have 3. Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
A lot of the ones I found, I didn't even go out of my way. A lot of them you just get by playing it. Like, originally I was going like, oh, I want this, so I'd have to go out of my way to get this shit. Then I was like, I stopped doing that, and then I just found I was just unlocking them pretty quickly just by playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's only one thing that I was really like, I want to get that, and that it's the like, you start out when you do like stealth takedowns. You can do stealth takedowns on normal enemies, but you can't do them on droids, and you can't do them on heavies, right?
Yeah.
Well, you get an ability that allows you to do it on droids and heavies. So I was like, that's what I'm targeting. That's the one that I'm going to go after, because I want to be able to take those out silently without having to worry about it. And you can use the stun setting on your blaster for the heavies, but like, I don't know if it works on droids or not. But I get it.
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah, it does. And then you get one too. I'm not sure if it's a armor one that also gives you a bunch of focus when you do that too. So you can go into like stealth and like Rambo, back to stealth, back to Rambo, because the way you can
the adrenaline move?
Yeah, the adrenaline.
Nice.
The adrenaline thing. Like the Red Dead Deadeye thing. That motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
You got to be close to the end though, aren't you, Travis? Because you were further than all of us the first 2 days.
I have just one planet left in the missions that you collect to kind of gather your party to go back to. Yeah. So I'm on the final. I have the final
home stretch, kind of
the final person to get for my team. Yeah. That's where I'm at.
I'm on that forest planet that you were talking about a couple weeks ago, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And
which one?
You.
The
forest planet. The
forest. The one with that needs a fucking GPS.
That needs GPS really bad. Like even the first planet that you're on, I thought needed it, but this one needs it really bad.
Needs it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my
And-
least favorite planet out of them.
And you
that
can't stick
includes
to the
the s-
roads usually, because
No.
if you go into Imperial territory, or like right now, my pike relationship is terrible. So they like attack on sight. They've got like people coming after me all the time. Like I had to stop, and I was trying to get back to the city, and I had to stop in the middle of my trip back to the city to take out like 5 pikes, and then I had to keep going.
Yeah,
It's
I ended up beating Outlaws last week or
Mhm.
this week. No, when we recorded on Thursday, right? So I
You
probably
beat it
went
last
on
week. You
Friday.
mentioned it.
Yeah. I did like it over. I really like the last act of that game, and I like the way it ended. But I hope we get a sequel. I just
That's
don't
good
know if
to-
it'll happen.
That's good to know. I think in order to finish the game at this point, I have to pop this bitch on like casual mode and just.
I played the whole game in that, dude.
I think I'm just gonna go into casual mode and mainline the story. That's the only way I'm gonna finish it, because there's just not enough in the outside world, short of like the mainlining the game. There's nothing in the outside periphery that is just interesting enough for me to want to dig into the world. I just don't
You
know
want
what
to
it
play
is.
Sabak over and over
I
again?
like the old style. I've done all the Sabak missions that I possibly could, like the main story Sabak mission. I haven't I've done two big games, and the game hasn't unlocked the third or fourth big game. Like I'm on other planets, but I can't.
Oh, did you get a certain character?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a character in a tube.
Oh no, not that guy.
I got the other character.
There's another. You got the other character? Okay.
Yeah, I did that.
The other one would actually be a big spoiler, but it's
that would be a big spoiler, yeah.
Yeah. But I think it might have something to do with that. I think. I don't know. I didn't do all the back stuff. I'm just assuming.
I completed that section of it. And
did you? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I just thought going into a new cantina would unlock the
you'd think so.
Sabak mission. That was probably the high point for me, was playing the major missions for Sabak. I really enjoyed that card game. It was a lot of fun. But other than that, the game just, I don't know, man. It's just so disappointing that a Star Wars open world game, like on paper, that just would have lit a fire under me. And I really, really busted my butt to try to squeeze as much as I can out of this game to like. And I don't know, this game is not really doing it for me. I back up what Jeff said. Like, I really hope this game does well. I hope this game gets an opportunity for a sequel to come out and to correct certain things, make things a little bit smoother. But I mean, all in all, there's just too many misses in here for me to really come away overall positive about this game. I mean, if I'm putting a score on it as late as I am in the game, I haven't, Jeff says it gets better in the back half, which is great. Right now I'm sitting at about a 6 out of 10 for me. Hopefully it can pick up to about a 7.5 or something. But
that's where it's landed for most people, right? So
yeah, it's just,
that's where I'd probably put it around there.
Yeah. So,
and it's not bad, it's just that,
I think 7's good for a game. I think 7 is worth playing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah,
I agree. But that's it for me. Just Astrobot and contemplating going back into Star Wars. But who else got some games?
Jeff, what about you, man?
I finished Astrobot just before we started. Well, by finish, I mean I finished the main levels, I guess.
The story,
like the main path. Yeah, I didn't.
So you still got stuff to wrap up, like if you want to do a little completionist. Okay.
Yeah, if I have, I only got, I want to say 200 and. I didn't reach 250 of the bots, so I still have a lot of the bots still to get.
Shit, there's so much nostalgia and for you to get, Jeff. There's so much nostalgia.
Oh, I know.
I really started to appreciate, unlocking certain bots is fun and everything. But when you go into the gacha building and you start unlocking their props, that's when you really start seeing the love and care and the attention put into each individual character. I was complaining how I was last week, I was like, there was a Souls character that I unlocked, and I was really excited about that. And I go and I was like, okay, if I hit him, something cool's gonna happen, and nothing
Right.
happened. And I'm like, oh crap, what a letdown. And then I unlocked the gotcha
Prop.
for it, and then it gave me everything that I wanted out of this character. So yeah, the props really make the game, make the characters that you unlock really special. Like there are certain ones where I laughed out loud, I cheered out loud, just like they know exactly what they're doing with these characters to sneak these little Easter eggs in there. And God, I want to like spoil so many like of my favorite, and we'll have to do that one day. But yeah, it's a terrific little game, man. I'm glad you beat it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I need to do. I did one set of the shape levels. I can't remember which ones it was, but I haven't done. So I have 3 more sets of those to go, I guess.
Yeah,
And then we'll see. That's what I plan to do next, are those, and then I'll worry about cleaning up the bots I missed or whatever. I think I got all the themed bots, I think, but the ones that aren't just tied to a specific level anyway, like the one bot ones.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's fucking awesome, man. It surprised the hell out of me, and it'll definitely be up there on my game of the year too. But again, I don't
Nice.
like Travis. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be number 1. It'll probably be in my top 5 as well. I just don't know where.
I have a major gripe about Astrobot. I want it to be longer. Like I actually legitimately want this game to be longer.
That's what I said last week. Like after I got the platinum, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to be done. Like I want more.
Yeah, there's so much room for more content in this game. So, so hopefully when they make another one, like I'd be happy. Like, and at the end of the day, we spent $10 less on it. It's $60 compared to $70, so it was a little bit of a discounted price. So that should have told you something. But yeah, I could have done with maybe like 1 or 2 more galaxies in the game, just to kind of like stretch it out. Because I feel like I'm sure they had a lot
check
of
my clock, because I feel like I kind of like the length, even where it is now. Like even if I stopped, but
it was a good length. I think I probably spent 20 hours on the game.
Yeah, if to get everything, it's about that much.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
I'd have to go back and look, but I think that's about right.
Now I'm just wondering if I put in like 13 hours or if I put in like 6, because that'll be a huge difference. Be like, fuck.
I wonder if there's any DLC in the cards. Like, there's got to be franchises that they haven't touched yet.
Well, I'm surprised this didn't come out based on something that we're going to talk about later today. I thought that would have been a perfect game to coincide with the announcement today. And also considering the plates that you need to get in the game, it's like, really?
Yeah.
Missed opportunity unless they're coming. But anyway, that's a good one. Played more Space Marine 2.
Yes, also just before the show. Man, I love that game.
You say you finished it just before the show? Or you
no, I played a little bit more right before the show.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm towards the end of that as well. I think it seems like it's ramping up. The campaign, I think, is supposed to be about 10 hours, but then they have the 6 operation missions, which are missions you do. You can do them by yourself, but they're recommended you do them in a squad. And they're actually missions that happen in the main campaign, but are being done by another squad. So you're actually doing those missions that you're on comms with through the other missions.
So they're like little meanwhiles.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping to get at least the main campaign done by the end of tomorrow or Saturday. But man, this game is just, it's so good. It's a video game. And it is like everything you wanted from a throwback, like PS3 360 era shooter. And I gotta say, like, I know it's not a direct comparison to Gears of War. There's like no cover and stuff, but it borrows enough from Gears of War, as did the first one. But if I was Coalition, and I don't know how far they are in E-Day in development, but I hope to God that they're taking notes and being like, fuck, this melee combat goes so well with this shooting. We need to add something like that in Gears, because that is the evolution of Gears that, like, I've always wanted. I think a lot of other Gears fans have wanted.
I mean, they've got a chainsaw right on the gun. Like, they need more melee.
Exactly. It's right there. And it just fits so well. And man, it's going to be hard to play Gears now. Even like the the older ones and be like, fuck, there's no like legit melee in these. And just, oh man, it's just a no nonsense, like fucking boots on the ground and sometimes hovering and just fucking slaughtering shit. And just, oh, it's so great. And just the story's pretty good. Pretty good so far. How far are you to, Jason? I'm assuming the first
I want to say
planet.
chapter 3 or something like that. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, still pretty early. I think I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to be doing some hovering that you just alluded to. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Okay, yeah, that shit's fun, and it's a cool ass jetpack or hover pack because you can take that thing and you hover up, and then you can shoot across like the map and just fuck shit up.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
It's awesome. It's so good, and it's just so simple, and don't have to worry about anything besides just playing the game. At least in that mode. I know in the co-op stuff and the operations, you can level up your guy, your weapons, pick different abilities and stuff, but I haven't not tried that yet, so we'll see. Highly recommend it for sure.
Cool,
nice.
Yeah, but that's the other game I've been playing is it's an older game called Go Mecha Ball. Recommended to me by Captain Harlock. And I booted up and I was like, okay, let's try this. It's on Game Pass. I don't know if it's on PSN, so I was like, I'll give it a shot. And you're these little cat alien type creatures. Like they're not direct cats, but you can tell they're based off cats. And you basically ride these mechs and you shoot stuff and roll around in like a morph ball type thing in these arenas. And just you do 3 waves per round, and then you go to the next level. And the whole thing is like this: your planet and your people was all about having fun, and these cat-like creatures just wanted to have fun. And then people invaded their planet and was like, these robot things were like, well, fuck you, we don't want you having fun. So they're like, no, we're gonna fuck you even harder. We're gonna fuck you up and have fun doing it. And I was having fun. It is fun. You get weapons, you get grenades, you roll around a ball, you smash into stuff.
Some good art in this game too. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't look to it. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty stylish. It's kind of, and it is fun. Don't get me wrong. But when I was like, oh no, was when I lost, and then I realized you go back to like a hub area, and then you can unlock like weapons that you've already unlocked, but you don't actually get the weapons. You just unlock like their card, and then I was like, oh no, it's a roguelite. And I'm not a big fan of roguelites, and the only ones that have ever grabbed me were Hades and Dead Cells. And I'm not saying this isn't good, but I just was not in the mood. It goes back to like why I kind of put Wukong on the back burners, because I'm just not. I don't want a grindy game right now, and roguelites are grindy. To me, they are. I suck at them really bad.
No, they are. They absolutely are.
Yeah, so I'm just like, nope. I'm good for now. But yeah, if you're interested in a roguelite that's on Game Pass, I guess check that out. But that's it. That's it for me. Yeah.
Well, I've got something. Well, actually, I've got a ton of shit. But the first one I wanted to talk about was something that we should have talked about last week, and that was the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, which is a fucking huge collection of the Marvel stuff and X-Men stuff and Street Fighter stuff, all rolled into one package. Even like they've got a beat 'em up in there too, the Punisher, which is pretty good. But this is, in a way that, well, it's an extremely fucking surprising collection. When this was announced on the Switch or the Nintendo stream not too terribly long ago, it was a big deal because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has been like locked away for a number of years because there's so many licensing issues that they needed to work out. But it looks like they've got that shit worked out, and they re-released it. It's got rollback netcode. It's got Wazzlers. Wazzler is Justin Wong. Justin Wong has won like 7-8 Evos for Mortal Kombat, and he was damned and determined to be the number one. In any platform you could get it for. So like
I heard about this. Like there's like Steam reviews that are like 1 star that said I was playing it and I ran into Wazzler. Now I'm refunding my money. And I'm like, oh my god.
It's amazing how his just random screen name has like entered the zeitgeist. It's pretty amazing. So
Causing nightmares.
He's out there. I'm scared of him, but I have been playing a shit ton of it. It's probably all right. So I looked at the numbers or the number of hours logged, and it's like 56. And I think that might be a little too high because I play it until I fall asleep, and then I let it run for a little while.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
But I've been playing it for quite a bit, and yeah, that game is good. I'm finally getting to a point where it's like I'm trying to coordinate team synergy with these characters and stuff, and pressing the assist button when I'm doing an attack, and it's like that's the level that I never thought I'd get to, but I'm getting there now. So
who's your team?
Right now I'm rocking Venom, Gambit, and nice. I switch between Cyclops and or Hayato. Yeah, so I've got an anti-air.
You're not going for like the big three.
Just because I'm never going to get to the level that they need to be in order to win with them.
People see that shit, they look that up, and right away they go and try them out, and they're like, wait, this isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, you still have to be somewhat good.
High level of entry on that one.
There's like a high or just like an unspoken rule that like if you hover over somebody that's like not one of the main like 5-6 characters, you're gonna have a fun team, you know. So you get to pick your secondary characters or something like that. So it's this game's fun, super cool. Please go get it because we want to support Capcom in their endeavors.
I'm looking forward to playing X-Men vs. Street Fighter with like a proper stick. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I played some of those as well. So, and I've been playing leverless as well, which is crazy. But here I am, rocking that shit. Nice. What else?
I want it so well, but I also don't want Justin Wong and those guys to keep fucking laying the smackdown on all these new people. And then
I get that.
What message does that send?
That often though, if you're playing online, like
there's not a lot of. Well, it depends. I'm sure the first
destroys your spirit, man. Like I don't fucking.
And I think the first few days, there's no way to like do any kind of matchmaking whatsoever, or like skill based matchmaking.
Yeah.
So they're just throwing him at fucking whoever.
Like I'm glad they're doing the rollback netcode. They're doing as much as I think they can. I think with the limited resources that they have, they've implemented that, which is great. So it's playable online, but it's not like a super robust mode. Like they don't have like lobbies and virtual lobbies. Where you can like walk around inside of the like in Street Fighter 6 or something like that. Yeah. But they're doing a good job with this game. I'm super happy. It came out of nowhere, and fuck yeah. What else have I been playing? Plucky Squire came out last week as well. I don't know why we didn't talk about it, but because nobody installed
and I haven't played it yet. So
exactly, yeah. I barely touched it as well. But what I have played is this game's kind of special. It seems There's
sorry, go ahead.
There's a certain amount of charm to it, obviously. It is cute as fuck. There's a lot of like hand-drawn animations, that's your character for the most part, or in the beginning anyway. But then you're relegated to it as a storybook, right? So you're going kind of page to page, kind of like Zelda screen to Zelda screen, something like that. But at some point you get thrown out of your comfortable little book, and you're in the 3D world, and your character matches that, and it's a really cool moment when that happens. So it's like everything's been turned on its head. You need to relearn like all this different stuff. There's different mechanics for like different screens. Like I was playing top-down Zelda for a number of screens. Then all of a sudden it morphs into a Punch-Out clone. And it's
very cool
all over the place.
My goodness. I'm watching the trailer, and I don't know how it possibly could have been timed better, but while I'm watching the trailer, you said you transition from 2D to 3D, and that's what happened in the trailer at that exact moment. But this looks freaking amazing.
Jesus Christ. That's why I didn't talk about it last week.
I think it just came out this week though.
I think it's September 17th, it says.
That was just a couple days.
So a couple days ago, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this looks
I thought it came out
amazing,
earlier.
man.
Yeah, it's every time I've seen it, I'm just like, I cannot fucking wait to play this, and I really, really think that my son would like it. So I've been trying to like play it around him, so he gets enticed and like I don't know. I think he would really enjoy it. But
I do have a question though, because I did
yeah.
get when the previews were kind of going around a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
Some of the people were saying that it's like really, really easy, like kids first video game type easy, and that kind of scares me.
There's difficulty modes that you can choose, which might mitigate some of that. But I chose like the step up from story or something like that. And it's been very, very easy.
But still engaging though.
Yes, it's satisfying. Like you have a very simple attack pattern with your sword, right? But every hit like makes a good sound, makes it it feels good. It's satisfying. So even though you're just like doing something basic, like you're getting a lot of good feedback with the game.
Okay.
It just feels good. It looks good. It sounds good. There's something really good about this game.
That's on Plus too, right?
Yeah, it's on Plus, and I had to up my Plus subscription because I just had like some basic one or something, and they're like, you can upgrade it for a year for like $30, and I'm like, that's the price of Plucky Squire, so I may as well do it.
That's how I fell into it, and now I can't get out. But for me, it was what was the cat game?
Stray. Yeah.
It was the same thing. It was like you can upgrade for $30, and I'm like, well, I was gonna buy Stray anyway, so I guess I'll do that. That's how they get you, man. It's how they get you. Yeah, this looks cool. I'm definitely gonna play this. This looks like fun.
Yeah, give it a shot for sure.
Cool.
So I wanted to introduce a new segment this week. This is something that I've been like kicking around for a number of months.
Okay.
Just because like this is something that I don't know. I do like every single week, and I should be just like talking about it anyway. And that's buying games, installing them, and then playing them for 5 minutes. So I know how they run on PC.
Yeah.
Jason's 5-minute list.
Yes. So my 5-minute list this week is Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh,
okay.
Runs great. Looks good. Okay. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that came out too.
Well, I didn't get the deluxe version of the deluxe remaster, so I just got the basic one. But you know what? Frank looks fucking great. He's got a different voice, but whatever. That's what I found out in 5 minutes. Not to mention God of War Ragnarok. I also installed on PC. It was like 100 gigabytes. And you know what? I saw some fucking pores on Kratos' face.
That's some resolution.
There's some pore tech in there. I believe someone in our Discord called it God of Pore.
God of Pores.
And that works. Nice. And the final game that I played for 5 minutes to see how it would run on my computer is Final Fantasy 16. And I remember playing that game on my PlayStation and going, God, I can't fucking wait for the PC version because it's going to look so much better. It's going to run better, and it is so far so good.
You thought it would look that bad?
Yeah, I was like it was running at 30 frames per second, and I'm just like. All the motion blur as well that I was not able to turn off.
Motion blur is a bitch,
yeah. I think they fixed that afterwards, but at first I was just like,
they definitely fixed that because I remember turning off motion blur on that.
There we go. Yep.
So we got to call this segment like the title screen gamer or like title screen gaming or something like that. Like we only play till we get to the fucking logo.
5 minutes in paradise. There we go.
5 minutes in paradise. 5 minutes in heaven. 5 minutes in heaven. Gaming version. It's still pretty sexy. I like it.
5-minute judgments. Nice. Good stuff. Anything else?
No, man.
Okay.
And Astrobot here and there, but
nice.
You can't test that one yet. You got to wait a while.
Yep.
The only thing I have outside of what we've talked about already is more Yars Rising. Went and beat that. And after you beat it, it gives you a pro mode. And I played it on pro mode and I beat it again. So I had a
you
lot
a
of fun
pro.
with this game, man. I'll be honest with you. So one of the things that we talked about last week was that this game was easy, right? I did not. So I died once on my first playthrough. I died once all the way through until I got to the final boss. On the final boss, I died twice just trying to figure out his moves, and then I beat him. On when you switch to pro mode, the only difference is that everything does more damage, and that's it. So it was basically just don't get hit as much, and you know the bosses. I on during pro mode at the bosses, I did die a couple times here and there on the bosses. But what I thought was really funny is that when I got to the final boss, I only died once, and I was able to beat him.
You're a
So
pro now. That should come as expected, right?
it's
That's
really
why it's
not
called
hard.
pro mode.
It's really not hard, dude.
I know.
The difficulty in the game is definitely in the hacking screens, and it's it's the
Is that
actual
where they kind of like that's where the Jar's Revenge stuff comes in?
yeah. So the Yar's Revenge stuff is actually is more often than not more difficult than the actual game itself.
Sure.
And then I started, and you know me, when I get into the games this much, it's like, okay, well, what does it take to get the platinum? So yeah, I've pretty much gotten everything except for one trophy now. But one of the things, there's 3 trophies that are tied directly to a different mode called Emmy's Hack List. And it's essentially every hack that you've done in the entire game. And so you go through and you do them all again. But you have to do them without the power-ups. So like, remember last week we were talking about shoot, I'm forgetting what they are called now. The biohacks. So some of the biohacks make the hacking easier. It makes like there's one that lets your ship fire 3 bullets instead of 1. There's one that lets those bullets like do more damage. So instead of getting rid of like 1 pixel of whatever, it gets rid of like 4. Right. So there's other power-ups that you can do. So you have to go through Emmy's hack list is like you're going in here and you're going to do this with only the things that you were given if like out of the box, essentially. So I'm going through all of those, and as you go through those, there's another pro mode that opens up at the bottom. So you do all the hack lists, and then there's another section for pro hack lists, and there's like 15 of those. So that's where I'm at. I'm on those.
Okay. Wow.
And some of them are really fucking hard. So yeah, a lot of the difficulty they definitely put into the hacking part itself. Which I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's like they wanted to bring more attention to, this Atari classic that, a lot of gamers our age remember, right? So that makes sense. Outside of that, go ahead.
No, I said your age.
My age, yes, my age.
Speaking of our age, real quick, did you guys? Well, Chris probably remembers. Like, you would send in your high score to Atari, and they would send you back a patch. That's what
Serious?
the original trophies. Yeah, that's
like a real trophy. Well,
a real trophy. Yeah,
tangible.
Could you imagine if they still did that? Chris would be decked out with his cool jean jacket vest.
I would throw away my God of War necklace and sew that on my jean jacket.
Oh man, that dude would be decked out. Oh, my boy.
But yeah, I just overall I absolutely loved playing through this game. Obviously, because I ended up just turning around and playing it again. But it's the writing is really fun. Like the characters are really fun. There's a lot of little nods here and there. There's if anybody's a fan of, for instance, Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's a nod for Avatar: The Last Airbender in there.
Okay,
and like stuff like that. I think Emmy is a great character. She's fun the entire way through. She has like these funny little inner monologues that she goes through while she's running around the map and things like that. But I highly suggest it to anybody that's into Metroidvania. Yes, it's not that hard, but it's a lot of fun. It's not without its problems. There are definitely things that I expect. There's things I expect from Way Forward that they kind of missed. So there's no mini map. You can't do anything to the map. Like, so if there's a place you want to go and you can't get
You can't
there,
like mark it or whatever.
you can't mark it or anything like that. There's literally no secret areas. So there's no like walls that you break or anything like that. It's like everything is available and essentially on the map, and
Oh.
all you need to do is make sure you get all the power-ups so that you can get to everything. So I thought that was weird. And then last week when we were talking about the biohacks, I was telling you guys that it's basically like the Yar ship and you Tetris in pieces. So the biohacks will be like 3 blocks and it'll be in like an L shape or something like that, right? So this falls into one of those just really dumb traps when you do something like that, where and I'll use the main example I'll use is like life increase. So you get several different levels of life increase biohacks. The first one is like plus 15 hit points. And the second one is plus 30, and then 45, and then 55, and it goes like that. But what ends up happening is they get larger and larger each time. So the plus 15 is 1 pixel, and then the plus 30 is 2 pixels, right? So by the time you get to like plus, I don't know, 60 or whatever, it's like 4 pixels, but it's 4 pixels straight across or something like that, right? So it makes it so that it's kind of inconvenient to place properly in the ship, in like the actual Yar ship. And then, but the problem, the reason it's not an issue is because you don't have to use them, because you can use essentially, there's one that's 4 pixels straight long, and it's like plus 50 hit points. But you can use one that does plus 45, that's 3 pixels long, and then one that's plus 15, that's 1 pixel. There's more flexibility, and you end up with more hit points at the end. You see what I'm getting at?
A little bit.
I'm not sure if you guys are following. You're not following? All right. So, yeah. I'm hoping that someone out there is listening and they're kind of getting what I'm saying, but essentially...
Yeah, Yar's Revenge! Fuck yeah, it's back!
Yeah. It's a trap that I've seen in a lot of these games that have like these restricted power-ups, where they give you a power-up that is very difficult to place, but you can place 2 smaller power-ups that give you more for less anyway. And I don't know why they would do that.
Well,
so
because you're a pro, and a not pro wouldn't have figured that out.
Exactly. You know.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, it's great. I would probably give it. I mean, for me, me personally, I think it's up there with the kind of the terrible distraction area. But I think for a lot of people, it would probably hit more of that major distraction area. But it's really good. I like it. Good stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
That's it for me. So I'm going to pass it back to Jeff for some news.
We have some news.
We do. What do we got?
What's going on in the world?
Not surprising news. Nintendo has decided to sue the Palworld devs.
What?
Yep.
No.
We did talk
They're
about that, didn't we?
Making it official. They sent out a what's it called? What's it called?
Cease and desist.
Cease and desist. Not a cease and desist. They're suing. So whatever that is. Yeah, they're past the cease and desist stage.
Oh wow.
So and then they're taking the court. They're saying that they infringe on multiple trademarks or copyrights or whatever.
Sure, and they do, but
well, I think the only one they could possibly win in court is possibly the art, because you can't copyright a game style or a mechanic.
Yeah.
Like, and if they do, that sets a huge precedent, because like, is every what's it called, like battle royale game now going to be like, oh shit, we were the first?
I mean, it depends on how the patent is presented in court, I guess, or written. There's a lot of shit that Nintendo could go after if they really, really wanted to. But they kind of choose not to. This is like something that they want to, build a hill and die on it, I guess. So
that sounds like it.
Protecting their Pokemons. Yeah, I guess so. I think they were just probably preparing their case. Like, I'm sure day one, they're like, guys, get on this. And
yeah,
they just
that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they waited for these guys to have like multiple $1 million sitting around that they were like, we have so
That
much
they
money,
can,
we don't know
that
what
they
to do
can
with
actually get now instead of like if
Yeah.
they shut them down right away. They're not going to
Well,
get that
that's true.
money.
That's true. I think
There's no
what'll
money to
end up
get.
happening, because Nintendo does this a lot. They throw out
Yeah.
lawsuits that some of them they know they're not going to win the actual lawsuit. They do it just to to set a precedent kind of thing.
Mhm.
Because I mean, technically, like they could go after Astrobot. Like you can't tell me that not Asobo. Who made that again?
Team
Why do I keep
Asobi.
thinking some? Asobi, thank you.
Yeah.
That they didn't borrow some shit from like the 3D Mario games and vice. All games
Sure.
do that shit, but the art style that's pretty like for the especially like the pals or the Pokemon pals or whatever you want to call them. Those things
Yep.
I think they might actually have
Yeah,
something
but like,
there.
just because you draw something similar,
Well,
it's-
yeah.
like there are no Pikachu like actual Pikachus in this game. Like there are no Charizards in this game that have like a misshapen whisker. So like that's the difference in it. Like it I was actually kind of surprised when I saw that Nintendo is
Bassoon 'em.
actually going with the full blown legal action with this. It
Mhm.
just it seems cheap. Make a fucking better game, Nintendo. Like, oh my god, like they're coming
Yeah.
after you.
Yeah, they're coming after your.
Make a better
yeah.
fucking video game. Like, don't fucking sue. What a bitch
Yeah.
made. It's just such a bitch made.
Make your 2D game that's run off a fucking cartridge not have slowdown. Can we do that first? Foremost.
I don't know. Do something different once in a while. Evolve your gameplay because they.
I'm not sure if you meant that pun or not, but
No, I didn't, but I love it.
Yeah.
It works. No, it's just like, look, Palworld came out here. Like the game is not for me. I think I straight up called it a bad game.
I didn't
But
like it.
You
I
did.
didn't like it. Yeah, but I just think that they came out and had the balls to say, okay, like we're going to take Pokemon and we're going to kind of twist it on its head a little bit. We're going to do what they do. But we're going to make some things and make it more fun, make it better. And
Give them guns. Give them
Give 'em
guns. Let's
guns. Why
go.
not?
Guns.
And they did something different. Like it's different enough to where Nintendo should just be like, okay, like they were better than us.
I've
Here.
never really played a Pokemon game, so I can't even tell you what's similar in the actual gameplay. I always thought Pokemon were like more RPGs or like
Yeah, they are.
that type of style. Oh,
It just comes off as Nintendo just looks threatened. It looks like
Yeah.
they look like a bully.
Yep.
It's not a good look for them. I think they should have just washed their hands with this situation and just made better fucking video games.
And
Because
maybe
they
take some of the things.
You guys are tripping me out here. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It's like you say, how do you copy art? But I mean, here I'll actually send you an article.
There's
but
some pretty damning
there's
evidence.
there's some Pokemon that are look like they're ripped right out of a Pokemon game and dropped into Palworld.
There's going to be some for sure, but I mean, you
Yeah.
can almost take like any Japanese anime-based role-playing game and say they all fucking ripped each other off because they all look the same.
I've seen some like side-by-side comparisons from Pokemon to Dragon Quest. And that's like Zubat stuff and like the slimes and cloisters or whatever. There's some direct correlation I think between all those types of games. So
I'm looking at so I found a page that is going through here and it's like, okay, these are Pokemon and you hear the Palworld
version,
the equitables, and I don't see it, man.
I just dropped a link into the chat.
Well, that
So,
doesn't help
in
the
Discord.
audio podcast, but we'll check it
I know,
out.
but I'm talking about for you guys, but specifically for you guys. But just
like
so you guys
Pikachu,
know.
the
Let's make
Pikachu
that thing, but we'll give it monkey ears instead of like pointed ears. Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
like, oh, the Pikachu has like lightning whiskers instead of red dots and like white and like dark stripes on his ears. But it's
then you can set it inside
close.
of a tank. Then you can set it inside of a tank with a Gatling gun and hop astride it. Like it's nothing like that in Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's
Art
ridiculous.
styles are very, very
Listen, I'm not telling you. I'm not saying that Nintendo is going to win this case. Like I'm just saying that I understand. That's all.
For art, maybe that's what they maybe get a pass for, but
This
not
just-
for game or.
And
Not
I
for
don't think it's going to
gameplays.
be the gameplay or anything like that because like there's already so many other Pokemon clones out there that I don't think they've done anything with. Like,
Yeah.
Like I said, they've got a lot of the Super Mario 64 stuff like patented, and they could bring this up in court, so even though like their art and whatever matches, but there are gameplay elements that go back to Nintendo days and not necessarily Pokemon, but Nintendo has a patent for that they can stick them with.
But that's what makes them look even worse because what games have been borrowed from those games from the N64 days? Like everything.
I'm totally with you. They're litigious as fuck. But and I don't necessarily agree with that because I like iteration. I like competition in the marketplace. But this is.
They should shut up. And be like, hey, these guys might have had some good ideas. Let's implement some of these into Pokemon or make
it fucking better.
Travis could be joking or not joking. I don't know, but the whole make better games, like don't make sure is fucking true when it comes to this because like that's the reason it did so well in the first place because people like the idea of capturing, collecting shit, and they added shit that people have been asking for Pokemon forever. Not necessarily guns, but I guess some of the other shit. So just suing's nuts. Especially in like a space like this. It's like
serious, by the way.
Oh, I figured you were. I thought he was dead serious. Oh man. Okay, so there's a little bit of other news here. Let's go on to the next one. So not official yet, but there was a leak earlier this week of an ESRB rating for Horizon Zero Dawn remaster for PS5. Now, this was rumored a while ago.
Did they already remaster this, or just like make it for PS5 as well? Like,
why do they need to? It's like I don't. Oh man,
I don't know.
And then they put it out on PC, so it's like that's out there as well. Like, what else are they going to do to it?
Hey, let's remaster this game that just came out like 6 years ago, and that's it. I don't get it.
And it did get a PS5 update, right? Or am I just?
I think so.
It got a PS5 update. Yeah.
So yeah, what could they possibly do? Well, I think someone said that they were implementing some like quality of life type shit from Forbidden West into it, which is nice, I guess. But it wouldn't get me to play it again or pay for it.
I mean, I'm not gonna buy it again.
Yeah, exactly.
I would happily play it again the way it was. Like there's not, I didn't have any problem with it, So I don't know. I think it's dumb, stupid move.
Yeah, well, and then Jeff Grubb alluded that he knows about another one remaster that he said is also going to be announced at the same time. Oh, these are supposed to be speculation that they're going to be announced during the State of Play, which I think is the week of TGS. And he said that this one might actually end the show, and he said it's probably even less underwhelming than the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. And then we're all sitting there thinking like, oh fuck, what could it possibly? And I throw it as a joke, like Little Big Planet, because I'm like, what is like more underwhelming than Zero Dawn? And then it came out today that a lot of people are noticed, or someone found a same kind of similar thing, ESRB, whatever, for Days Gone remastered. So that one I've just never thought of because I never hear anyone talk about Days Gone. I've never played it, so I don't know if it's good or not.
Not in a good light.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. But then I'm pretty sure that got a PS5 upgrade as well. I could be wrong.
I think so.
Definitely got a PS5 upgrade for sure.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember about that game is people like getting not upset, but like taken aback by the wedding vows from the bride when they got married. She's like, and promise to ride me like you ride your bike or something like that. Ride me as much as you ride your bike.
Cringy 1%, like Sons of Anarchy style of verbiage. Yeah, it's weird.
I want you to jump my bones like you jump with your Astrobot.
So what do you guys think of that? Like, so if this is supposed to end the State of Play, what does that say? Like, what is this going to be?
Then State of Play is going to suck. That's what's going to happen.
Are these coming out? Like these must be PS5 Pro like launch title type stuff, right? Like, would that just not make sense?
Oh, I would think they would come out sooner.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, you think so too. But then what would they? That's what what could they possibly add though? That's not already there. That we care about.
To end the show with that as an announcement, I feel like you have to attach it with like, and this is going to be released in a month. Like this is coming soon. Like you may not be excited that it exists, but will you be excited that it's coming out like today? Like I don't know. It's one of those things where it's if they end the show on this, like there has to be a catch. There has to be something to it because no one's asking for Days Gone,
like a shadow drop or something. Yeah, like next month or something.
Yeah,
it's got to be for like new players, but it's like.
Like in the PlayStation Pro did not get a warm reception from the masses, so I just don't think. I think it would be tone deaf of Sony to turn around and be like, and also coming out for PlayStation Pro, we're gonna have the PlayStation 5 version of Days Gone. Like it just seems tone deaf. It reeks of PlayStation 3 era PlayStation, and
but that's the era that they're in right now, right? Like they're coming back to that. Yeah,
it might be.
Huh.
Another rumor is that it might coincide with the TV show, which I don't know if is that still happening, and is it this year?
TV show?
Oh fuck! I didn't know there was a TV show.
Zero Dawn.
I knew about the Legos, like
the Lego games this year too.
I don't remember a TV show. Okay.
Yeah, they're mentioning that, but then someone on I think Kind of Funny was saying that they heard that the TV show was canceled. Then the other person was like, "Well, if it's still going on, I think it was supposed to be this year, but I haven't seen anything regarding that, so I don't. I forgot that was even a thing."
That shit seems way too ambitious for a television show.
Yeah,
way too ambitious.
So we can go on somewhere new. I guess good Sony news, which they're doing their 30th anniversary of PlayStation in November, and they announced their 30th anniversary. What'd you say?
I said, God, I feel old.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm thinking about like I go to work and I have people that are on my team that probably aren't even 30 years old yet. It's like, oh my God.
Yep. And
I have game systems older than you. Like, what's going on here?
And yeah, we were teenagers when that shit came out, and it's like, fuck. Chris was like 28. But
yes. No, 95 it came out in America, right? Yeah, I was 18. I was 18.
So what is this? So it's a bundle, which I didn't know. So Chris made a comment in their Discord. So anyway, so I saw they had this like trailer come out, and they're showing off what it was. They showed the plates for the PlayStation 5, the discless version, that are gray and like the PlayStation 1 gray.
I love
the
it.
Old school. It's basically like, do you remember the PS4 one? Looks awesome.
Yeah, the classic.
It looks great.
The classic one. It looks just like that, but they're doing the same thing for PlayStation 5. They have a controller coming out, the Edge controller coming out, the Portal.
Portal. Yeah, I'm surprised about the Portal.
Finish. Yes.
Yeah, it's nice.
And a charging dock as well.
The charging dock.
Yeah.
And if you do get, because they're only the digital consoles, it also comes with the cover for the disc drive. So in case you do get a disc drive, it does come with a cover that'll fit that as well. So even though it's not coming with
a ton of extra add-ons to be excited about, folks.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, well, whatever. I didn't see the big deal. And Chris made a comment being like, oh, well, if it was the $700, I would get that. And I was like, well, I'm not getting it just because of like $700. It's still just a new furnace or like furnish. And then
AliExpress is going to have those faceplates or the for $15.
Yeah, seriously,
you're going to wait 4 weeks to get it, but you know what? You spent $15 on it.
And then Sony's going to get litigious, and they're going to sue, and they're
try
not
and find them.
Like the other
you try and find store 86543.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stores to go through. Good luck. Oh fuck! But that's not even the. Then Crayman put a thing being like that shit's going to be like $3,000, $4,000, or $2,000 to $3,000 Canadian. I'm sitting there. I'm like, why do people think this console is going to be so much more expensive? I didn't realize it's all a fucking bundle. Like literally, that shit comes together. It comes together except for the PS Portal. So it's the console, the Edge controller, the DualShock control or DualSense controller.
This is the PS5 Pro.
The Pro. Sorry, the Pro version.
The PS5 Pro bundle has all this in it.
Yeah, and the case, of course, for the Edge controller and all that shit. So you're forced to buy all of that if you're getting the PS. Like, I said in the thing it's got me stuttering here. That will probably move some pro units like above that it probably would have, and it will because people. This thing will sell out. It could be fucking $10,000. They're only making 12,000 of them or something like that.
Oh yeah, that'll totally sell out.
Yeah, it'll sell out. But then I was like, okay, that'll sell some. But they're bundling it all together, so you're already pricing out like a lot of people. I'm just like, fuck, motherfuckers couldn't even just keep that at the regular price and have everything sold separately for other people. I'm assuming the controllers are going to be separate, right? Because I want to get one of those controllers.
You are going to be able to get the controllers separate, yes.
Because
I would bet those are going to be limited as well.
Oh, they probably will be.
Yeah. And actually, that had a date on the PS blog. I'll see if I can find it for you while you're talking.
Yeah, pre-orders are the 26th of September. That's when the pre-orders go up.
For the controllers.
I just saw the PS blog just said pre-orders go up. They didn't say anything specific about each thing. They just said pre-orders. They might have just been talking about the console.
I'm looking at a picture of it right now, and that gray mat just looks.
Oh, I love that.
It looks really good. Like, no, it really does.
Well, fuck, man. I'm pissed off of both Sony and Microsoft. They have these. Well, Sony had the detachable plates from day one, and they had their own like versions that they come out, the different colors or whatever. But of course, they don't have this as an option just to buy the plates because they want people to buy the console. Yep. And then Microsoft did the whole wraps thing. They had the Starfield wrap and those two Army ones. And like, okay, like I'm not going to get either of those, but if they have some other cool ones, like maybe they haven't brought out any of those. Like everything they do with a cool design are all on consoles, and those motherfuckers know what they're doing. Thank God I don't need to collect that type of shit. But
they're creating FOMO by having this be a limited edition thing and making it a big bundle. Some
they make money on.
I don't know how much money they make, but you know what? They create demand for the brand, I guess. It tickles that nostalgia bone a little bit. Because people really want those fucking gray things. Because the first PlayStation was like that, but
they'll definitely be making money because that's how the retail places made money off consoles. They bundle everything together. Yeah, because accessories are the ones that are marked up like crazy. So they're marked up because they haven't that much wiggle room. So they throw all that shit in with the Pro, and all of a sudden they're making money off that sale and not. Just making
they keep
a little
it
bit
limited,
of money.
so they're not making like a huge amount of these.
No, they're not at all. Yeah, but it's something. I think they're selling the Pro at a profit anyway. That's why it's so expensive.
No, absolutely they are. They better be. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're losing money on the PS5 most likely, or just barely making a profit. But they're definitely know the PlayStation Pro is not going to sell crazy, so they make a profit off it.
Yeah. But this 30th anniversary Pro bundle is going to be $900,000 easy.
$900,000.
Dude, look up how much the original PS4 20th anniversary is going for now. Like, if you can find one like still wrapped, I'm sure it's a few $1,000s easily, probably more. It's probably like $8,000. I remember
so what you're saying is this is an investment.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, if you want to, if you can get one, get one and don't open it.
It's an investment and don't open it. That's right. PS5 Pro 30th anniversary. You sell it in 10 years and see what happens.
And pay off your mortgage.
Never open.
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, if you think about what's in it, it's going to be the Pro, which is already $700. The Edge controller, which is already $150.
Yeah,
it's like $150. And then it's also going to come with the charging, what comes with the stand, which is another $30. It comes with the charging dock, which is another $30. You're already at $900, right? So, and then they'll probably jack it up a bit for the design,
But you know what? It's a good design. Oh, it looks so good.
It is a great design.
It does look good. I don't know if it looks that good, though.
No.
I mean, I'll just get Jason, send me your AliExpress link when you get one.
I'll hook you up, brother.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll get one from a numbered company. I'm sure it'll be perfectly good quality.
Yeah. I will be honest. Like, when I saw that they did they're doing a portal, I was like, okay, I might get. Like, that's not bad. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Like, for some reason, I had that split second where it was like, that's interesting. Maybe? No,
we all
never
think
mind.
crazy things. We all have crazy thoughts sometimes.
Some of them are more crazy than others.
Yeah, some of them are more crazy than others.
We all go crazy a little bit sometimes, boys.
Yeah.
That's why we get along. What else you got?
That's it. That's just the 30th anniversary news. I know we did have a listener question, but I think we're going to get to that probably another time because we didn't actually look it over. But from Steve, if you're listening, Steve, he put it on the YouTube. The one that you highlighted in the Discord.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will certainly touch on that. It was a pretty interesting question that I feel like we can expand upon and talk about a little bit more. But
we'll also be a fun one to throw out there on Twitter to see if there's anyone else too that wants to answer that question.
Awesome. And are we good then? Is that a show?
I think so.
That sounds good. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please tell friends about us. Like, subscribe, and comment. All those things help us very, very, very much. Also, check out our Linktree at interactivedistractions.com. That will lead you to our Discord, where you can come and hang out with us. And it will also lead you to our Patreon if you want to support us.
The Discord's rocking, man. We got some good folks in there.
Yeah, we got a lot of good folks in the Discord. And I like the group we got. It's great.
For real.
But that's it. So until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Jason.
Travis.
Damn it.
We're going to get this. We're going to get this. I'm going to keep going first every time. I'm just going to let you know that. I'm going to keep going first until we really
It's like when you play rock, paper, scissors, and Travis is basically saying, I'm going to go rock every time, but no one believes him. It's just like everyone keeps trying to go first.
Play your games. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye.